Does everything really grow better in the lengthened position? In the past few years on social media, there's been a sentiment within the evidence-based lifting community that everything grows better in the lengthened position, which has almost resulted in the fear-mongering of shortened position work of any kind. But does everything really grow better in the lengthened position? I personally don't find that to be the case. What we see in a lot of literature is that there are many cases where lengthened position outperforms the shortened position, like with the seated versus lying hamstring curl. But there are also cases in the literature where shortened or mid-position work performs equally as well as lengthened position work. If we were to look at a very recent within-participant study done on cable lateral raises in the lengthened position with a deep stretch versus lateral raises in the shortened position, what was found in the results was both lateral raises grew the side delt similarly with slight differences within the proximal and distal regions, which you were probably already aware of if you've been any bit involved with the science-based lifting community. There's also a handful of small studies looking at short versus long muscle lengths that also found neutral results, but most of them are in the biceps, which, at least according to the theory of neuromechanical matching, should be trained better in the lengthened position anyway. Looking back at the Plotkins hip thrust study, what was found is that growth was similar, but with very slight favors towards the hip thrust in the shortened position. Also, the untrained lifters in the study may have been able to experience stretch-mediated hypertrophy within the glutes due to their position on the length-tension relationship and having the most joint torque at around parallel, but I have seen some debate around this, so I'd encourage you to do your own research. Either way, just because we don't have many studies that find a superior growth within the shortened position right now, doesn't mean that everything will grow better in the lengthened position. It's also quite possible that lengthened position movements could be more damaging. Regardless if this damage is worth worrying about, I would still say that it's probably way too hasty to say that everything grows better in the lengthened position.